Hello everybody, this is the Love Yourself Guru and welcome to the Love Yourself TV. Today's episode is going to be about a common problem of our times, and it's a problem of not enough, not having enough of something or not being enough of something. And before we actually go into the problem of not enough, let's just go see where actually the problem actually comes from, the root cause of the problem. Because if you ever want, when you want to fix something and find a solution, you always need to take a closer look at where it actually comes from. So the problem of not enough comes from the mind. And I've talked about the mind in most of my videos, and I'll continue to talk about it because your mind, God willing, is with you for the rest of your life, God willing. So you really need to understand the nature of your nature of your mind in order to experience peace in your life. So the nature of the mind is that if you control and direct your mind, it will create miracles. But if you don't control and direct your mind, the nature of the mind is it always wants your attention, okay? And the way it gets your attention is through creating problems. It will just take you from one problem to another, okay? With the intention of getting your attention. It's like you have a child, okay? You have a child, and that you see that the child's got a lot of energy, and it just keeps on playing up and creating problems, he or she, because he or she wants your attention, right? So you realize that there's a lot of energy there. If you just redirect that energy, okay? If you redirect it into something creative, something productive, then that child, God willing, as it grows up, miracles can be created, God willing. So, and it's the same thing with your mind, okay? Your mind, once you learn to control and direct it, and you realize that it's just a game that it's playing, you'll stop buying into these problems, these illusions that your mind creates. And one very big problem that it creates is the illusion of not enough. And you can go throughout your whole life and it will just throw different not enoughs at you, and you'll just buy into it, and at each stage of your life you'll feel inadequate, or you'll feel that there's something missing, because your mind has basically, you've bought into this illusion that you don't have enough of something. And I've given some examples of the mind, some not enoughs. Not enough money. It's a very common one, not enough money. And money and not enough things. And money, I find, is really subjective, because you could find people, and you do find people, that have millions, but they still don't feel safe and secure. They don't feel that they have enough. So they're still not content. They're always running for more. And you get people that in the material world, they really don't have, like, materially that much, but they're so wealthy. They are wealthy because they have peace of mind, that it's enough. What they've got, thank God, is enough. So that's money. Don't have enough money, don't have enough things, don't have enough love. For instance, your mind will throw at you, don't have enough happiness, don't have enough time, there's not enough good people, you don't have enough fun. And then it can go to your characteristics. Well, I'm not clever enough, or I'm not funny enough, or I'm not serious enough. Or I'm not good enough, or I'm not serious enough, or I'm not enough. And it will just throw not enoughs at you throughout your whole life. And then you can go years and years and years with all these enoughs. I'm not thin enough, or I'm not big enough, or I'm not tall enough, or it will just go on and on and on. Then it will get you with, I'm not enough. Well, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just an illusion that I'm not enough. So what happens? What's the result of all these not enough? The result is that you wake up every day and you feel inadequate, okay? You feel inadequate, and you come to your life from a state of lack, okay, rather than a state of abundance. You come to your life almost as if with this feeling of discomfort, and sometimes even fear. It can create fear, like these illusions that your mind throws at you. It creates fears and a lot of discomfort. So what you do? Well, what you do is, first of all, is that you actually acknowledge that you know what your mind is doing, and you know that your mind is if you don't control your mind, yes, if you don't control and direct your mind, it's going to keep on throwing problems at you. So the first thing is that you actually acknowledge what it's doing. You acknowledge its nature, okay? And then the second thing to do is to actually intend not to buy into this illusion, and intend that I'm not going to live from a space of not enough. Because when I live in a space of not enough, first of all, I'm on a very low vibration, but I put myself in a needy state. I'm very needy. I'm very dependent. I'm dependent on what things come into my life. I'm dependent on how people perceive me, how people treat me, and you don't want to be dependent on anybody but your creator. Okay, it's not a nice place to be at all. So I'm going to be, God willing, dependent. Okay, I don't want to be from a needy place, and whatever I have, I'm going to intend to. I have enough of everything I need at this moment in time. So the next thing is to intend. The next after that is to stop complaining. Whatever you feel that you don't have enough of, go cold turkey. Stop complaining, because when you complain, you just bring about more things to complain about. It's not a very nice cycle to be in, okay? So you stop complaining, and you intend, God willing, to live in a state of enough, a state of abundance, and you intend to live in a state of gratitude and appreciation, because what you appreciate appreciates, okay? And what you're grateful for grows. So let's go back to the examples, okay? Because in theory, it all sounds very nice, and I know you're thinking, you know what, the Love Yourself Guru, it all sounds very nice, but you really, I've not got enough money, or I've not got enough love. How do we, you're saying it's an illusion, well, how do I tackle it? So let's go into how you actually deal with that. So let's say your money is saying that you don't have enough money, okay? When your mind throws at you, I don't have enough money, what happens? You experience fear, you experience frustration, and you're in a vibration of neediness and lack, okay? And it just brings about more of that, okay? But let's actually, you know, go a bit closer and really define if that's true. In my life, I've seen in my life, and I've seen when I've defined, you know, gone through my client's life. I'm going to talk about my life now, okay? I promise you, there's not one stage of my life that I've not looked back on, and God has provided me with everything I need. And I've seen that with all of humanity. God is so great, he's so wise, that whatever you need at that moment in time doesn't mean that you don't want more. I'm talking about needing. Whatever you need is always provided to you at that moment in time, and God knows best. So in order to remove that I don't have enough money, it's like, you know what, I'm going to put my trust, God willing, in God. And at this moment in time, I know that whatever God sends me, it's enough. I've got enough, thank God, 1,000,000,000 times. And then you start looking at what you have. Instead of looking at what you have in eyes of lack, because when you look at things in eyes of lack, it always decreases. But when you look at things in eyes of gratitude and abundance, God willing, it just increases, because you appreciate it, and what you appreciate appreciates. So it's just, that's it. When it comes to money, it's, you know what, I'm here, thank God, 1,000,000,000 times. It doesn't mean I don't want to progress. I do want to progress, because life is all about progressing. But I'm really happy. I'm abundant with where I am. I'm abundant with what I have now. Let's say, for instance, you've got one apple, for an example. You know what, I'm really happy, I'm really grateful with one apple, and I'm going to munch away at it, and I'm going to be I'm really happy with this apple. God willing, I will, God willing, have 10 apples, but it wouldn't make me happier than I am with this one apple. Because if you're not happy with the one apple, when you get 10 apples, I promise you're going to want 20, you're not going to be happy either. Okay, so it's really about learning and getting into the habit of loving what is and feeling abundant with what is, feeling happy, feeling at peace with what is. And when you feel at peace with what is, just more peace comes along. Okay, let's do the example of I don't have enough love. okay? I don't have enough love in my life. And you often find this when I'm with my clients with relationships. A lot of them feel that there's not enough love. Well, let's just look at that. I believe that that's an illusion. That's an illusion because God is great. God created you. And because God created you, you are so important. You're so important. And God created you, and God loves you, and God loves all of us. So if you come out of this world with God's love, oh my God, that's just everything, isn't it? So you've got God's love, that's just a given, God willing, God willing, God willing. And then you've got, if you don't feel love, that means that you're not loving yourself. But if you really focus on loving, honoring yourself, you've just got it all. So you come to your life with, I've got God willing, God loves me, and I love me, thank God, a billion times. So you automatically put yourself in a state of love, and then you'll just start attracting that, because like attracts like. So you see where I'm going here? It really is just an illusion that your mind plays with you. Or so, for instance, if your mind throws at you, I'm not clever enough, or I'm not intelligent enough, doesn't mean, if you say, no, you know what, I really am, I'm clever, I'm really proud, honor and respect my intelligence. I really, I am really clever. Yes, thank God a billion times. It doesn't mean that you're not going to read and you're not going to study and you're not going to progress, because that's, like I said, it's part of living, is progression. But you start with a firm belief that you've got enough. You're clever enough now. God willing, you want to be clever, you want to progress, but you believe in yourself, which is totally different energy. It's totally different. So that's what I advise, and it changed my life. Okay, you just live from a state, you're not needy, you're confident, you're abundant, you walk differently, you talk differently, you think differently, your prayers are different, they're all full of gratitude. Whenever you do receive something new, you're so grateful for it. You're so grateful, and because you were grateful for what you had, and you're constantly growing. You're constantly growing because your mindset is that of, I'm enough, thank God a billion times. I have enough, thank God a billion times. I'm coming to my life with this perspective, or with the energy of abundance, rather with the energy of lack. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, kindly click on the like button, and please pick one area of your life this week that you don't, that there's not enough of, and just try my tips. Number 1, intend, know what your mind's doing. Number 2, intend, yes, that you're not going to live in a state of lack anymore, not enough, you have enough. Number 3, stop complaining. And number 4, express gratitude and really feel abundant, God willing, in that area, and see what happens. I love you loads. Have a brilliant, beautiful, absolutely amazing day.